Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the Financial Chick Show today on this New Year's Eve. Can you even believe? No, we didn't do that.
Your mic is not in front of your face.
Oh, I did that good. I told you I should have stayed at my live show because I'm so not ready for any of this. Now I'm on live here and they know what's going on. All right. That's the second time in over 2 years that I did that, though. So it's not too bad, I guess, right?
It's just a blooper.
Okay, take two.
Take two.
All right. Here's the flubs. Here we go. Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Financial Chick Show today on this New Year's Eve. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. I don't know where the year has went, and I feel like most of you feel the same way. It's been a little bit crazy, but we're going to jump right in. I can't believe that today is the last business day of the year. So, at this point, if you didn't do everything you needed to do in 2022, basically, from a business standpoint, you're pretty much out of luck. Well, maybe if any banking you can still do. I think most of the banks are open half a day tomorrow. But that's a wrap on that end. And it's only one more day left in 2022. And so who's happy to see this year end? I think everybody is. There were a lot of really good things that happened this year, but there was obviously a lot of anxiety and strife too. So yesterday we had our company luncheon, for Diversified Financial Solutions, and we went down to Reese's 1900 in Patchogue, which is always a great place to go. Great food, great service. You're never disappointed there. It's always a really good time, and it's a place that you really feel like it's Cheers. If you guys remember the show Cheers, it really feels like that, where everybody knows your name. So one of the owners, Joe, was there when he was bartending and got to introduce them to my employees, and even ran into the father of one of my cheerleaders when I was a cheerleading coach back in the day. And then before we even went to Reese's, we stopped into the Patchogue Chamber of Commerce and saw David Kennedy, and we were chatting with him. And midnight on Main Street hopefully is going to be a go. He was a little concerned, again, the anxiety and stress, but this had to do with weather. So tomorrow night on New Year's Eve, it's going to be a little bit crazy, I think. So with the weather, with the rain and all of that, so I don't know what they're going to be doing with that. So he was a little concerned, but I had asked him too, so how did your year go? What was going on with your year? And he too said, I'm so glad that this year is ending. I think we all feel that way. And even at the waitress that we had at Reese's 1900, she said the same thing. She was so sweet, and she was just like, I'm going to be positive and optimistic going into the new year. I think we're just going to kick 2022 to the curb and move on to the new stuff. So I have to concur. I feel the same way with all of these people, and speaking to a lot of people, we're all in the same place. So not that the silver bullet will be as soon as the calendar changes or the ball drops that it's all going to go away and everything's going to be perfect. Let's be realistic about that. However, it always is good to have that new start, to kind of start fresh, whether it be on that Monday or a new year or whatever the case may be. So it is a big time for us to kind of reflect and to decide what it is that we want to do or what we want to achieve or what we want to accomplish in the new year. So that has a lot to do with your financial world. So a lot of things is you really want to go back to basics, and I think a lot of us have gotten away from that. We've been all attached to our TVs with the volatility of the market all year long, and just everything that's going on, all the news and all the negativity, and I could go there, and I may go there in a little bit, but all the negativity and all the stuff that's been going on. But the bottom line is that there are certain things that we can control, and those things that we can control are how we react to things. And with regard to our investing, going back to the basics is just this. Looking at your situation, number one, and I don't care if you have $1 million or if you have negative 100. The first thing that you want to do is take a look at your situation and have a budget. This is an awesome time to do it. You're getting your year-end statements, you're getting your bank statements early in January. take a look at the stuff. Just don't throw it into the file cabinet or put it into the shredder. Really take a look and see what you have coming in and what you have going out. When you have a good handle on your situation and what you're doing, you have a better outcome. So that's the first thing that you want to do. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you have an adequate cash reserve. Now, what does that mean? It's having money stashed away that you don't have to run and you have to use the credit card. Now, I know many of you out there have probably spent more than you needed to during the Christmas or Hanukkah or holiday season and have those credit card bills, and those are going to be coming in January. Now, again, we can't go back, we can only go forward. And the reason I know this is because they said that from last year to this year that Christmas spending or holiday shopping spending was up 7.6%, meaning that all of us out there have spent more money. I'm not sure if I did, but the majority of us have. So with those credit card bills, make sure you tackle those first. But let's go back to the cash reserve. Now, you wouldn't have had those credit card bills if you had maybe a Christmas club, or you just spent with cash, or maybe you are going to get those credit card bills and you have the resources to pay those credit card bills in full. And if you do, congratulations, that's the way it's supposed to work. But make sure you do a budget, create a cash reserve. You want to have that money that's there for opportunities or for expenses that are out of the norm. Whether it be, God forbid, something with the car breaks down, or something in your home, you have a water leak, or whatever the case may be. These are things that invariably, unfortunately, are going to happen. They're just going to happen. It's not something we can avoid. We get lucky most of the time, but a lot of times that's going to be part of the scene. So budget, cash reserve. Oh, and with the cash reserve, with interest rates going up, we have a lot of online opportunities with money markets that are getting anywhere 3 to 3.5%. So if you aren't aware of them, give a call to the office. We can certainly direct you into those areas to help you build that cash reserve. The number is 631-758-8691, or you can reach me at financialchickshow.com. So with that in mind, when you have your cash reserve, we talked about the higher yielding, but you have your money. You really want to have two pieces of that cash reserve. You want to have money that's at the bank for money that you can take ATMs, or you're paying your bills, that residual money that you're kind of just working on week to week, month to month. And anything that's up and above what you need to run the household every single month will go into that secondary cash reserve. So why keep everything at the bank where you're maybe getting no interest or very little interest? You might as well split that cash reserve and get something on that money. It's money that you worked hard for. You might as well maximize the returns on that. So we talked about budget. We talked about cash reserve. The biggest thing is taking a look at what your goals are. This is a great time. Sometimes we call them resolutions. We can call it that. Call it what you want. But what you want to do is reflect, whether you have a couple of days off maybe this weekend, see what it is that you want to have happen in 2023. It could be the proverbial losing weight. That's usually one of the ones that everybody wants to do. Saving money, whatever it is, but decide what it is that you want to do. But if you're in the saving money category, I'm your financial chick. So look at your retirement plans. The numbers have gone up with retirement plans. You're able to put more money into Roth IRAs now. It's $7,000 if you're under the age of 50, $7,500 if you are over the age of 50. All of our qualified retirement plans or retirement plans at work are going up as well. So take a look at your plans, see what you have going on, and do those increases. And don't be afraid of the market, because especially with your qualified plans at work, you're putting money in every week or every 2 weeks. So you're doing something what's called dollar cost averaging. We don't care what the market's doing. You're putting in, you're buying shares. Some weeks it's going to be up, some weeks it's going to be down, your cost. But that's okay, because you have a goal that's out in the future. It's a long-term type of goal. Fund your Roth IRAs. That's another way. Maybe start a college plan for your child. That's the biggest thing. When people get to college, they start scrambling and freaking out. It's better to be proactive instead of reactive. So make it your goal to look at the things that you want to do and then start saving for those things. And when people say, well, I can't save. Listen, come down, sit in my office with me. I bet you I can find ways to help you either save on expenses that you have, eliminate some of the expenses that you have, but give you the opportunity to save that money. We can all put away 25, 50, 100, whatever your number is on a monthly basis, whether it goes to creating that cash reserve or building a retirement fund or the education, or maybe looking at insurance, life insurance or disability coverage. Financial planning has a lot of different facets to it, and that's what we do at my office. We take a look at all the different areas to make sure that you have a solid base, and that you can build up to, because the investments are kind of on the higher level. The base is making sure you don't have debt, creating that cash reserve, knowing what your budget is, having insurance. So taking a look at your life and what you want to do. But we're running into the break. You're listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick. You can reach me at financialchickshow.com, and stay tuned after the break. Welcome back. This is Denise Snowstrom, the Financial Chick. My company is Diversified Financial Solutions, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or at my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. So this is literally the last show of 2022. So we are just talking about looking at some of your goals, or what we commonly call at this time of year resolutions. But from a Financial Chick standpoint, we're looking at goals. What are the things that you want to do? Are you looking to save money for the future, save for your kids' education, get some life insurance, or maybe long-term care insurance? You're getting older and maybe you want to take a look at those things, or maybe you just want to kind of get your baseline together before you sit and talk to an attorney, and about your estate planning or whatever the case may be, because they're always looping in the financial advisor to kind of get all of your numbers and your statements and all of that kind of stuff. So it's good to have a good idea through like a financial analysis to pull all that stuff together, because we all do a lot of stuff. We'll set up a cash reserve, or we'll open a Roth IRA here. We have an investment over there. We have all of these things, but a lot of times we don't look at it together. And many times when I meet with people, they'll be like, yeah, I have all my stuff, and then they'll come like, oh wait, I have this other thing that I forgot about. So let's not have those other things that we forgot about, because sometimes they can be very pertinent things for your full picture. So one thing, we take a look at like sports. Like right now, actually, we just lost a very popular sports figure, Pele, in the soccer world. And, we have hockey going on now, and we have football and all of that. And, with financial planning and goal setting and doing what I do, it's not very different than sports. Basically, there's a lot of similarities. So the first thing is that, when the athletes, they always have coaches that help them coach them, even though they're really good in their sport and they do a great job. There's usually one person or a team of people that help them hone their skills. They critique them, they make sure that they practice, they praise them and they encourage them, and make sure they're eating properly, all of those different things. So for me, with my clients, or soon-to-be clients, the people that may be listening, I become your coach. So, you have the raw skills. You're out there, you're making money, you're putting away money in your 401k, and maybe you have a couple of insurance policies or whatever, and you did all the right things, but you just don't know how it all fits together. So what I do is I encourage you to pay attention to things that are happening and give you insight into things that you maybe don't have the time to have insight on, like watching the market or knowing what the market's going to be or what it's going to do or how those investments are going to affect your future goals, and if in fact they're in line with your goals. And then speaking of goals, athletes have goals. Investors should have goals too. Athletes study their sport. They want to achieve record holdings. They're always trying to strive to do better than the records that have been held by other people. So the thing is that they got to know what the numbers are that they need to beat, right? So that's the same thing with you. You need to know what your numbers are or what your goals are, so you know that you can retire comfortably or that you're going to have the amount of money that you need for your child's education. One of the big things that they do for athletes is they make sure the coaches make sure they get them out of their comfort zone. that's the only way you're going to achieve the higher things, or really make the play, or get the goal, or whatever the case may be. So it's my job to encourage you to leave your comfort zone. Let's be honest. I mean, the market being volatile, it's very scary and it's very nerve-wracking, and there's always going to be risk. There's risk in everything. I mean, when we take the car out and we're driving on the Long Island Expressway trying to bob and weave the potholes, that's if you just keep driving and hit all the potholes. And I can actually attest to this, because on Christmas Eve I had my tire blow out on my car because of a friggin' pothole, but that's another story for another day. But it was dark, that's why I couldn't see it. But the bottom line is that we're going to have things. What happens when it's raining or when it's snowing? We could roll the car at 60, 70 miles an hour, but we take it down and we reduce our risk. Same thing in with your investing, or with your retirement planning, or your education planning. It's finding out how to deal with the volatility or the risks that are inherent in your situation. So, and learn from the great ones. Always be learning. Listen, Warren Buffett, if he's your guy, or any of these big gurus, like listen and learn about some of these things. I always say my most educated client is my best client, because we have such great conversations and do things. Make bold moves. Sometimes it's really hard. I've always invested in CDs, and that's what I like to do. But you may run out of money in retirement. That's the bold move. Listen, get out of the CD. And a lot of time, reasons people don't actually move into or move out of their or make the bold moves is that they don't understand what they're getting into. So with a little education, which is part of what I do, you're going to have a better idea of the investment alternatives that are available to you. Do what you can to ensure that you don't get hurt. That's why do they wear padding, the football players? Why do they wear helmets in hockey? My gosh, they really need to do that. So, but people feel that way in investing too. You could possibly get hurt, but there's ways to mitigate that, and most average people don't know how to do that. That's something myself, as a financial advisor, knows how to do to help you mitigate those things. So what seems to be super scary may not be as scary as you think. So come in and let's take a look at it. And recognize that you don't have to be an athlete to enjoy the game. So really, instead of playing on the field, sometimes just give it over. And this is something that I do. I know when my computer goes down, man, I'm doomed. It's just something I just can't deal with. So we have people to help us with our computer, right? We have people when the car breaks down. We don't do our own heart surgery. So recognize that you can have and seek out help. And you know what? When you take things off your plate, it just makes you feel so much better too. Stay honest. Basically, with regard to athletes, their performance-enhancing drugs and everything like that, they often feel that they're smarter and they won't get caught. From that standpoint, staying honest with you and I, obviously is being honest with you, but more so with the clients, making sure that you tell me the real situation, the real story. The more that I know, the better information or the better help I'm going to be able to give to you. So I always say, bad stuff in, bad stuff out. So it's really getting that opportunity. And then finally, obviously the better the athlete is, the more they get paid, and the coaches get paid. So yes, I mean, let's be realistic. I do charge for my services, and there is a cost, and sometimes that's an inhibition, like, oh, I don't want to have to pay for that. Sometimes, when you look at it, it's you get what you pay for, and having that help and that assistance sometimes is priceless, because the mistakes that you make or can make by doing this on your own sometimes isn't worth it and can cost you so much more in the end. So that's kind of really what I'm saying. So let's take a look, at the resolutions for next year and really get things rolling. But I have a few things that I want to leave you, some words of wisdom. One of which, most of our life is spent chasing false goals and worshiping false ideas. The day you realize that is the day that you really start to live. I have a bunch here, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough time, so I'm going to kind of go through these, the ones that I think are good. Nobody is perfect, and nobody is truly happy with their lot. When that sinks in, you are free of comparison and free of judgment. It's truly liberating. This is an interesting one. No one really sees what you do right. Everyone sees what you do wrong. When that becomes clear to you, you will start doing things for the right reason, and you will start having so much more fun. So these are some words of wisdom for the new year. And I'm going to give the last one, which is very interesting and very pertinent to this day and this New Year's Eve. Always, always drink the good champagne and use the things you keep for, quote, best. Tomorrow is guaranteed to no one. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Eat, drink, and be merry, but do it obviously responsibly. But I want to thank all of you for another absolutely fabulous year here and for tuning into the Financial Chick Show. I just love being with you here, and it ends off my week on my Friday and on a really positive note. And I want to thank Anthony, my engineer, for making my show sound great. And I want to thank Program Manager David Levenstein for all that you do. Again, I want to wish you all of you and your families, a very healthy, happy, peaceful, and prosperous new year. Take care, be well, do better, and be better. And I'll see you next year.